Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we're back on the float shotting patterns, and this time we're with carp shallers. Now these are a fantastic float for two different situations. Now they may seem a carp shallow float, which they say on them, but they're brilliant for fishing in the mud line and down the edge on, say, Snake Lake and small carp venues. Now whereas lighter sizes are perfect for catching those carp up to, say, 20 pounds shallow. So let's go through the shotting patterns and why I use them. Now first of all, I'm going to split this down. I'm just going to take two away and just speak about, say, the carp shallow side of it. So what I've chose to do is, what I like in my fishing is I like the 4x10s and the 4x12s when I'm fishing with carp, say slapping the rig over or flicking it out and dropping it in, catching them fish shallow. Now they're ideal because they've got a nice thick top so you can see them, and they can take your suspending your bait, say a 6mm or 8mm pellet, and then they've just got a nice little rugby style shape. Now they've got a fiberglass stem. Now this is important when fishing for carp in the summer months because you want the strength there. Obviously you've got the eye, which is not going to pull out, and also you've got the added extra, if you want to, you can put your line through the body. So this just enables strength. So you know when you're fishing with, say, 021, 019 main line, you're not going to get your line cutting into the body and damaging your float and causing you issues when you're fishing. So that's a nice little thing about these floats. They're just perfect for scenario for fishing for big fish. Now, like I said, these floats, I've got two here, 4x10 and 4x12, are my pick when I fish shallow for carp. So either slapping or flicking, catching fish shallow in the upper layers through the water. Now the shotting patterns are quite simple and they're a bit different to your F1 style floats. Now, with carp, you don't really have all your shot on the hook length. You like to have it free falling, most of your shot under the float, so your bait falls naturally through the water and the fish take it. They're a lot more aggressive carp than F1s. You don't really need your shot close to the hook length. So with this, the 4x10, I've like to shot it with 4 number 10 stops. This just enables me to move it around if I need to. I can put one by the hook length, the rest under the float, or if I'm fishing, say, 12 inches deep, I can put it all under the float. So the fish are not gonna, don't really need them to, they're not gonna eject the bait, then big carp, they'll suck it in, and once they have it, they've got it straight in the mouth. So that's a 4x10, takes 4 number 10s, or how you like to use it. Like I said before, in my other past videos, it's not gonna dot it down perfectly. It might be a little bit different, but I like to use 4x10s as a rough guide when it's on my winder, and then just literally flick it in when you take it off your winder, see where it's sitting, you can add your number 11s or 12 as you go. Now for the 4x12, it's probably my ideal float for carp fishing. There's a bit of weight there, and it's got a bit of weight there and a slightly bigger. The 4x10 is like, say, when you're fishing really shallow, or you can get away with no skim, but if you're fishing in a wind, you want a 4x12 really, just so it's got a bit of body, bit of shot behind it, nice and stable. Now this one's just shot with 5 number 9 stops, sorry. Now you may think, well, hang on a minute, you fished number 10s on the F1 rig, which you've seen beforehand, but I've got number 9s on this one. This is because mainly I'm going to have my shot all under the float like I was speaking about. I want it to cock straight away, let it fall down the water. You can see all them bites from them carp. If you need to, you can spread it out, but you don't really catch carp with strung out rig. You just catch them with all underneath your hook length and then one falling down your 8 or 6mm pellet or whatever you're fishing with. So they're the two ones I use for carp shallow. Now, like I said on the float, it says for carp shallow. Don't get me wrong, you can use these 4x16 and 4x14s for carp shallow, but I generally tend to use them two sizes for my shallow fishing and these for a different purpose. And what I mean by this is I use these for, say, mud line and down the edge fishing on Snake Lake and small carp venues. So when I'm looking to fish down the edge in shallow water or across to an island where the fish are coming in and tailing up, that's what I look to use. Now, this because the 4x14 and 4x16, now this is because they're nice and heavy, they set your rig nice and quick. You've got to be nice and quick when you're fishing the mud line across and down your edges, then fish are coming in to feed. So you set your rig, and also if the fish comes in, it's not going to waft your rig round and mess up your presentation as much as it would with a smaller float. So this is why I like to use nice and bulky 4x14s and 4x16s. Now the 4x14, so it's got all the characteristics of what I just said. When I fish with that, I just use 5 number 8s and number 11 under the float. That'll shot it perfect with the number 11, but 5 number 8s is a rough guide, but then you just add number 11 shots it ideally perfect. So that's your 4x14. Like I said, perfect for your mudline fishing, perfect for your edge fishing. So it's just a nice float to fish with when you need to bulk all your hook length down on your, you need to bulk your hook length down, so you'll have all your bulk above your hook length, so it sets it nice and quick. Now, The 4x16, probably like quite new year, because I don't really use much of it, like I said before, the 4x12 F1 shallow. But it's ideal in, say, slightly deeper water, so you can set the rig nice and quickly. It's got a bit more shot, or if there's a lot of fish coming in your peg and you think you need to just stop that wafting around, you can put a 4x16 on and stop that movement. And that takes 6 number 8s, and it'll probably take a number 11 just to shot it perfectly, but 6 number 8s is a rough guide. So you can get that float in your edge, sitting there nice and still, and get your bite dead quickly. So ideal for fishing for, say, like carp up to, say, 6 to 8 pound, and then your F1s and stuff. You can use them for bigger carp, don't get it wrong, they're perfect. Say if you were fishing for 12 inches deep in it, say like at the Glebe or Larford, then that would be an ideal float to use. But just about using what you want to, using the right float for the right situation. So I use a 4x10s and a 4x12s for fishing shallow for carp, catching them shallow. You can even have a few silverfish on them when you say at the likes of the Glebe or Larford. When you're fishing, you can catch a lot of skimmers, you still catch them on that. And then when you're fishing the crossing mudlines on small snake lakes or in the edge, use a little bit bigger sizes with the hook length right on the bulk. The hook length right on top. The bulk, on top of the hook length, so it sits it nice and quick. Couldn't get my words out then. So they're the F1, not the F1, the carp shallows. I'm having an absolute nightmare of these now. The carp shallows, in the sizes and what shot they take. I'll put it on now for you. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the bank soon.